Kirsten Lynch is the Executive Vice President and CMO for Vail Resorts, where she heads up all marketing, sales, and PR efforts, as well as their retail division. Kirsten is hands-on with her team, building some of the industry's most important consumer-facing innovations. It's a great pleasure to have Kirsten wrap up the first annual MTS Talks.
Culture is everything. That's a strong statement. And what in the world does that have to do with innovation? What we're all here to talk about today. Well, it actually has everything to do with innovation because the single biggest driver of innovation is people. It's not technology, it's not process, and it's not creativity. It's about people, and it's about your culture. If innovation is the growth engine behind all of our businesses and people are the driver of innovation, then your culture is everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about culture as in creating a place that makes your employees feel good, and I'm certainly not talking about policies, procedures, or SOPs. It's about you. It's the tone you set. It's the behaviors that you reward and recognize. Culture is not some thing that you happen to be a part of. It's actually you. Sometimes when I meet people and they learn that I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Vail Resorts, they say, wow, what a cool job. I bet you get to do some really exciting marketing. And the answer is no, I don't. My team does that. And my job is to enable it. It's actually a little counterintuitive to what people expect a chief marketing officer to say, but I actually consider that the single most important part of my job is to unlock the potential of my team, to set a clear vision, to remove barriers, and to create an environment that allows them to do their best work. And I actually consider that the single most important job of everyone in this room, if you're a leader in your company, if you're a leader in this industry, is to unlock the potential of your talent if you want innovation. This is not some platitude to feel good. It's the difference between good and great. It's the difference between follower and innovator. I love that the theme of MTS this year is it's all about the people because it highlights the biggest driver of innovation. People. And I'm actually not the only one who thinks this. In 2009, a study was done looking at 800 different companies in 17 different countries, trying to determine the biggest predictor of innovation. And lots of things impacted innovation at these companies: labor, capital investment, government regulation. But actually what they found was the single biggest predictor of whether or not a company would innovate was their internal culture. It's culture, it's values, norms, unconscious messages, subtle behaviors between managers and employees that actually can limit performance. So if we all agree that culture is everything because culture is the biggest driver of innovation, then what type of culture do we need? Two critical things: leadership and courage. So let's talk about leadership first. We often talk about innovation like it's this thing we do when we need new ideas and we lock ourselves in a room and we ideate and brainstorm, when it's just simply leadership. Where should my business be in the future? Where could my business be in the future? What's the groundwork I need to lay to get there? It's forward thinking. It's understanding my guest inside and out. It's looking at the world around me. It's understanding my business and the opportunities for growth. The quickest way to kill curiosity in an organization is to be inwardly focused. And the quickest way to derail a team charged with innovation is to not paint a clear picture of where the business should be in the future. When Henry Ford created Ford Motor Company, he had a very clear vision to democratize automobiles. And his employees and his engineers didn't spend time trying to figure out how to make cars fancier or add bells and whistles. They streamlined the manufacturing process, they reduced their costs, and they made cars affordable. And they succeeded. They had focus. They had a clear picture of where that business could be in the future. They had leadership. The second critical element of a culture of innovation is courage. And in my mind, this is the most important one. I see so many people who are afraid to say what they think. They're afraid to be wrong. They're afraid to look dumb. They're afraid they may not look like a team player. They're afraid to challenge the boss. And the ramifications of not being courageous are significant. When I was a junior marketer at a Fortune 500 company, I worked on a multi-million-dollar new product launch, and I sat in months and months of meetings with senior executives talking about the new product and the launch plans and the millions of dollars we were going to spend, and I honestly didn't get it. No, I mean literally, I did not get it. I would sit in those meetings and think, wow, everyone must see something that I don't, because I don't see how this product is going to succeed. But the sad part is, I didn't say a word. I didn't share my concerns. I didn't express my doubts. Why? Well, as I reflect back on it, it was over 10 years ago, I think I thought I was too junior. I think I thought I wasn't an expert, and I was afraid I wouldn't look like a team player because this product was incredibly important to our company. But at the core of it, I was afraid to be wrong. So the new product launched, and it failed. And the company lost millions of dollars. But the moral of this story is not that I was so much smarter than everyone on that team. The moral of this story is actually that I was not courageous. I didn't ask the questions. I didn't challenge the assumptions. I didn't stop the train from leaving the station. I learned my lesson. I'm older and wiser now. But this is not an uncommon story. And I'm not advocating blind courage where you just push your ideas forward. It's actually a delicate balance of having a point of view and questioning and challenging, but being willing to hear others' points of view too. Sometimes people on my team say to me, well, Kirsten, I was courageous, but it didn't work. No one agreed with me. But that's not the point. Success is not getting everyone to agree with us. Success is getting all of the points of view and opinions out on the table to get to the best idea for the company. Challenging, questioning, differing points of view are not a threat. They have been proven to improve decision-making, whether you're on a jury, you're on a team, or you're innovating. In fact, some interesting research was published in the Journal of Applied Psychology that proved that even when the differing points of view in a room were wrong, they caused the team to think better, create more creative ideas, and better creative problem solving. I mean, think about that for a second. Even if what you say is totally wrong, it's better for the team and it's better for the company. So, perhaps the key to unlocking innovation is the courage to be wrong. Imagine the power if you and your teams embrace that concept. There's a quote that I read in a Harvard Business Review article that I absolutely love that I want to share with you. And the quote goes like this: "Perhaps risking being the fool is necessary to move forward. And underlying that is courage. Courage to speak up, courage to risk, courage to step forward rather than sitting back quietly." I love that quote because I think it sums up the biggest barrier to innovation. So we've heard a lot of amazing talks this afternoon about innovation, thought-provoking and inspiring. And I would challenge all of us as we embark on this journey to innovate for our companies, for this industry, to start by looking at ourselves. Are you creating a culture of leadership and courage? Because the world is a competitive place, and no amount of technology or process is going to make your company succeed if you don't embrace a culture of innovative thinking. Thank you.